Microsoft has an SEO toolkit you can download and you can enter in a URL. It'll give you information about that particular website. One thing I do not like about it is that it requires you to download something called the Microsoft IIS website platform. So you have to download this first, and then you have to download the actual toolkit to use it. And I don't use the ISS web platform, so I didn't really like that. And basically, I feel like it's a really good toolkit, and it puts things together that I found on Google Analytics.
Right.
Things that
Google
you can
keyword search.
yeah,
probably.
things that you can find on like Google Analytics, things you can find on other web development platforms, and it kind of puts them together in a cool little area. I think it's really good. I think it's very, very detailed. So it's another one of those things like analytics where you can spend a buttload of time on, and probably too much time on if you want. I'm going to go over a couple different things, but overall I felt it was pretty good. I got some good reviews, and I got some that it's like, oh, it's not as good as Google's, because Google actually has a website optimizer, and you can Google website optimizer and it'll be one of the first things that comes up. All right,
Not the first thing.
honestly, I don't even know.
Hey, Google, if you need a little bit of SEO on your
I think it's the second one, because that's the one I clicked
give
on.
us a call.
You can do a few different things, and I'm going to talk about the website analysis part of it now. No, this is not like the website analysis that we give. It's something it's a little different. It doesn't go into it doesn't cover the same things, but they're both really good. You can not only create a website analysis.
Wait. We do an analysis?
We do a free website analysis.
And it's free. It's still free.
It's free.
Wow.
For the time being, because y'all keep putting me to work. I'm going to start charging y'all here in a minute.
Isn't that like a 5-point or?
It's a 6-point website analysis where we will cover things like links. I'm not going to give them all out. I'm just going to let you fill it out, and I will return it to you.
So the way to do that, to get that free analysis, is just go to our website, ewebstyle.com, and then you'll see in the upper right, you'll see SEO. Go ahead and click SEO, and I think there's a form right there, or there's a button shortly thereafter.
Link to a form.
Oh, yeah.
And then you fill it out, and just give us, hey, what's your website, what's your email, what's your phone number, and send it to us, and we will get it back to you within a reasonable amount of time, depending on how many we get.
So load it up.
And we're definitely getting more. So I tell people when I get them, I said, hey, thanks for this request. We're getting busy, so I can't get this to you tomorrow like I usually do, but you will have it within a few days. So you can do a few things on the toolkit. You can ask for a website analysis. You can build a sitemap, and you can also manage the content of your robot.txt file, which is like 30 podcasts ago. I'm going to talk about just the website analysis. So you download the ISS platform. You download the SEO toolkit, and then you enter in your URL, and then it will spider your URL just like a search engine robot would, and it'll give you back all this information. And if you look down the left-hand side, there's a bunch of little tabs, and there's some tabs for links. There's a tab for validations, a tab for content, a tab for performance, and I'll give you like some quick information about what it is. You can actually say, hey, I want you to spider my whole URL. I only want you to go 10 pages deep. And that's a little bit more probably than I should cover. But if you look at your links and your validations, all right, so it'll tell you how many links your website has. Now, this is why I thought it was cool, because Google does not give you that information anymore. If you go back a couple more podcasts, it won't give you inbound links. So this will find.
We thought Google stole our links. That's what we were like. We looked it up, and our links are all gone. I'm like, Google stole our links.
They took all of our links, but they have our links, but they're just not displaying them. Now with the Microsoft SEO Toolkit, it will tell you how many links you have on your site, and it doesn't use the same thing. It doesn't use Google to find it. Well, obviously not, because they're a competitor. But
and because it actually shows you links.
Yeah, exactly. So to tell you how many links you have, it'll tell you if there's any issues or problems with any links that are coming through or things you should watch out for. It'll tell you about validations. What I thought was cool was that you can actually create your own validations on here. It'll tell you about specific validations, like you have an H1 tag that's missing. Excuse me.
That's not
violations.
Violations.
It'll tell you, like,
you validate by displaying the violation.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like you have a header tag missing. Your image tag doesn't have an alt tag. Your link text, your anchor text is not relevant to what it's linking to. It'll tell you all things validations like that.
There is a little certain irony in getting HTML validation information from Microsoft, who is arguably one of the, in their browsers, the ones that don't follow the HTML specification to a T. A little irony there, but yeah.
But I thought this was really cool about links and violations and potential violations, and it'll separate your violations into like green, yellow. Like green is kind of okay, yellow like you might want to watch it. Red is like you have a serious issue, you need to watch that. It'll tell you the page. There's a validations tab. It'll tell you the pages with the most validations. You click on that particular page, and it'll list them all for you. I don't even know if you want to read all of that.
And this is all from an SEO perspective,
yes,
right?
All from an SEO perspective.
So you may not care that an underline tag is dead, but if you're missing a header tag,
and you can set that up. You can say, hey, I want to check this. You can set up your own validations, and if whenever this happens, I want you to notify me. It might just be something that's particular to your website that you don't want there. I thought that was really cool that you can customize it. Right. What else? Oh, here's another cool thing. It will explain your violation errors in plain English.
Ooh.
Because like I've seen violations before, and I really don't know what they mean. But I could actually
missing.
Yeah. And I could actually go through these things and read them, and it gives them like a couple sentences. Hey, this is exactly what's wrong. I didn't see where it tell you where to find. Actually, no, it did tell you where to find it. It just took me a while to find that. But it'll also give you like a recommended fix to fix this particular violation. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, because not everyone that downloads this might be, understand how to read code. Me, like, I can kind of figure it out, but if I went and I go through this, I'm like, I don't know what that means, because I don't read code like a coder or a programmer does. So I thought that was really cool for someone that just want to download it, and they can it'll walk you through exactly how to fix some stuff.
Kind of the same vein as this podcast. They're giving you the information so that if you really want to take care of it yourself, which we don't necessarily recommend, and we understand people are going to do that, then they're giving you the tools to do that.
Because this can be really, really complicated. Like, you got to understand reading code and like what code is like right and what's like questionable code. Even some of those things I'm still kind of learning on. Another thing that I thought was cool was there's a content tab. It'll tell you about the pages of content in your website, and it'll check for duplicate content, which is something that we probably had like 5 or 6 podcasts on out of our 50. It'll check for duplicate content, duplicate titles, links, blah, 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 blah. But I thought that was really cool. And then there was a performance tab, and it'll say, this is your performance of all of these pages. And it'll say, this page is loading slowly, this page is loading quickly. Here's why this page is loading slowly. And possibly give you some recommendations on, okay, maybe you have too many images, or maybe you're hosting a large file or a large audio file on this particular page. It takes a while to load. And so I thought that was really cool. And then that's pretty much it that I went over for website analysis part. There's also a sitemap part of the the Microsoft SEO Toolkit, and a Manager Robot TXT part. And those are also very important, but I'm not going to cover those all in today. But I thought it was really cool, and that's from Darren Bowie. Thanks, Darren. Darren Bowie at darrenbowie.eu. That's his website. And he asked me about it. So I said, hey, Darren, next week we're going to give some info on the Microsoft SEO Toolkit.
And if anybody has any particular experience, want to make some comments, we'd love to put those on air here. That was another thing I was thinking last night. The phrase on air. Right?
Does that mean we're on air?
Well, it's like, because it used to be the radio through the air, right? And it just totally doesn't apply.
So we'll put it on the internet?
We'll put it on the wire.
We'll put it on the wire. There you go. And we will put your information out there without your permission.
Readily. Just send it to us.
No, I tell everyone if they send an email, I say, I'm going to give you some link love. I'm going to throw you out on the podcast. So don't sue us.
Please. So yeah, it's I have no idea what I was saying. You know what? Here's one thing that I was thinking. This is podcast 50.
Okay.
We've been doing this quite a bit more than a year, right? I mean, we're about at a year and 4 months.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've missed that many. How come we haven't hit 52, podcast 52? We do it once a week. And we had a couple podcasts where we did 2 at a time. Anyway.
Oh, that's a good question. I have no idea.
Did we lose some podcasts somewhere? I don't know. Anyway, this is podcast number 50. We are the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. We got
the internet. Anywhere.
On the wire.
On the wire.
On the wire. So that's good. That's great information. We'll have to check that out to spend a little bit more time.